Did you know that your personality can be broken down into 5 broad dimensions of traits? Let's dive into this fascinating concept. These dimensions are openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Now, let's examine each of these traits in detail. Openness to experience, the first of the big 5 personality traits, is all about your level of curiosity and interest in the world. Let's dive into the components of this fascinating trait. First up, we have imagination. This isn't just about daydreaming of fantastic worlds, it's also about being able to envision different perspectives, solutions, and possibilities. Those high in this aspect can often see beyond the surface, peeling back the layers of the ordinary to reveal the extraordinary. Next, we have intellectual curiosity. This is the thirst for knowledge, the drive to learn and understand. It's not just about accumulating facts, but rather it's about digging deeper, asking why, and seeking to comprehend the world in a broader, more nuanced way. Artistic interests form another key component of openness to experience. This isn't confined to just painting or playing an instrument. It encompasses a broad appreciation for all forms of artistic expression, from literature to architecture, music to fashion. It's about recognizing and appreciating creativity in its many forms. Then there's openness to new experiences. This is about being willing to step out of your comfort zone, to try new things, and to venture into the unknown. It's about embracing change rather than resisting it, and viewing life as a series of opportunities for exploration and discovery. Lastly, we have a preference for variety over routine. This means favoring new experiences and challenges over the familiar and predictable. It's about seeking out diversity in thoughts, experiences, and environments, and thriving in dynamic, ever-changing situations. In essence, openness to experience is about how we engage with our world. It's about being open-minded and curious, imaginative and creative, adventurous and flexible. It's about seeing the world not as a static reality, but as a dynamic canvas for exploration, expression, and growth. So if you find yourself daydreaming about possibilities, questioning the status quo, appreciating the beauty in a piece of art, craving new experiences, or enjoying the unpredictability of life, you might just be high in openness to experience. Individuals high in this trait are often adventurous and creative. Next up is conscientiousness. This trait deals with how organized and responsible you are. Conscientiousness as a personality trait is a bit like having a meticulous, efficient secretary living inside your head. It is all about how we control, regulate, and direct our impulses. If you're high in conscientiousness, you're the kind of person who plans ahead, thinks things through, and gets things done on time, every time. First off, let's talk about organization. Individuals high in this trait tend to keep their physical and mental spaces tidy. They have a place for everything, and everything is usually in its place. They're also good at organizing their time, ensuring they're always on track to meet deadlines and fulfill commitments. Next, we have responsibility. Conscientious individuals take ownership of their actions and their consequences. If they say they'll do something, they'll do it. They're reliable, trustworthy, and dependable, making them excellent team players and valuable employees. Diligence is another key component. These people aren't just responsible, they're hardworking too. They're not ones to shy away from a challenge or buckle under pressure. Instead, they're the kind of people who stay late to finish a project, who put in the extra effort to make sure things are done right. Punctuality might seem like a small thing, but it's a big deal for conscientious people. They value their time and respect others' time as well. They're rarely late, and when they are, they're genuinely sorry and make sure it doesn't happen again. Finally, we have goal-directed behavior. Conscientious individuals are focused. They set goals, formulate plans, and follow through. They're not easily distracted or deterred. They're driven by a sense of purpose and a desire to achieve. In a nutshell, conscientiousness is about being thorough, careful, and vigilant. It's about taking care of business, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It's about being the kind of person who doesn't just talk about doing something but actually gets it done. Those high in conscientiousness are typically dependable and orderly. Extroversion, our third trait, focuses on how outgoing or introverted you are. This trait is essentially the energy that fuels our engagement with the external world around us. It's like the gas pedal of our personality vehicle, if you will, dictating how fast, how far, and with what intensity we interact with our surroundings. The first component of extroversion is sociability. This is not just about how often we seek out social interactions, but also about the depth and quality of those interactions. Highly sociable individuals are usually the life of the party, easily making connections and creating a vibrant atmosphere around them. Next up, we have assertiveness. This isn't about being pushy or domineering, but rather it's about confidently expressing your thoughts and feelings. If you're high in assertiveness, you're likely to take charge in situations, voice your opinions, and stand up for yourself and others. Then comes energy level. This is the dynamo that powers your day, from the moment you spring out of bed in the morning to the time you finally decide to call it a night. High-energy individuals are often seen as active and lively, always on the go, and ready to tackle whatever comes their way. And let's not forget about positive emotions. This component is all about the frequency and intensity of positive feelings you experience. If you're high in this trait, you're likely to be an optimistic individual who sees the glass as half full, often radiating joy, enthusiasm, and happiness. Lastly, we have talkativeness. This isn't just about the quantity of words that flow from your mouth, but also the richness and diversity of your conversations. Highly talkative individuals are usually engaging communicators, able to fill a room with their chatter and keep conversations flowing. So to sum it all up, extroversion is about your level of engagement with the world around you. It's about how you connect with others, express yourself, maintain your energy, experience joy, and communicate. If you're high in extroversion, you're likely sociable and enthusiastic. Fourth on our list is agreeableness. This trait pertains to your level of friendliness and compassion. It's about how we interact with others and how we view the world around us. Let's start with altruism. This is all about selfless concern for the well-being of others. Altruistic individuals are generous, considerate, and willing to help others without expecting anything in return. They're the type of people who'd give you their last slice of pizza without a second thought. Next, we have trust. Trust is a fundamental component of agreeableness. It's the belief in the goodness of others, the expectation that people are generally honest and reliable. Trusting individuals give others the benefit of the doubt and are less likely to be suspicious or paranoid. Modesty is another integral part of agreeableness. Modest individuals are humble and down to earth. They don't brag or show off, but rather they let their actions speak for themselves. Modest people are also more likely to acknowledge their mistakes and learn from them, rather than blaming others. Then, there's cooperation. This is about working well with others, whether it's in a team at work, in a group project at school, or just in day-to-day interactions. Cooperative individuals focus on harmony and consensus, rather than conflict and competition. They're peacemakers, negotiators, and team players. And lastly, we have sympathy. This is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Sympathetic individuals are compassionate and empathetic. They feel others' pain and joy as if it were their own. They're often the shoulder to cry on, the listening ear, the comforting presence in times of distress. So, to sum it all up, agreeableness is about being kind, trusting, humble, cooperative, and empathetic. It's about how we treat others and how we want to be treated in return. Highly agreeable people are generally cooperative and empathetic. Last but not least, we have neuroticism. This trait revolves around the tendency to experience negative emotions. Let's delve into its components, shall we? Neuroticism is marked by 5 key aspects: anxiety, depression, moodiness, vulnerability to stress, and self-consciousness. When we talk about anxiety in the context of neuroticism, we're referring to a person's propensity to worry, to feel tense, and to sense that danger is lurking around every corner. It's not necessarily about diagnosed anxiety disorders, but rather a general tendency towards fretfulness. Next, we have depression. Now, this isn't strictly about clinical depression. Instead, It's about a tendency to feel down, to struggle with feelings of worthlessness, and to have a generally pessimistic outlook on life. Then comes moodiness. This relates to fluctuations in a person's mood. Someone high in this aspect of neuroticism might swing from happiness to sadness to anger in a relatively short span of time. The fourth aspect, vulnerability to stress, is fairly self-explanatory. It's about how easily someone feels overwhelmed by stress. Those high in this aspect may find it hard to stay composed under pressure. Finally, we have self-consciousness, which revolves around feelings of embarrassment and sensitivity to criticism. It's about being overly aware of oneself in the presence of others. In sum, neuroticism is about how readily someone experiences negative emotions and reacts to stress. Those high in neuroticism may be more prone to feeling anxious or depressed. So there you have it, the big 5 personality traits. A quick recap: we have openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Each plays a crucial role in shaping human behavior. Understanding these traits can provide valuable insights into your own behavior and that of others. Remember, each trait is a spectrum, and we all fall somewhere along it.